I'll be examining the history of 3 countries and how fertility rate and primary school completion rate have had an impact on them. For my y-axis, I chose fertility rate, which basically means how many children are being born per fertile woman. My x-axis is primary school completion rate, which is the percent of children that are finishing elementary school. The percent can be bigger than 100 due to the kids that were either held back or moved forward in grades. The 3 countries that I'll be looking at are Burundi, Peru, and Qatar. As shown, Burundi has a fertility rate of 6.2 children per woman, and the primary school completion rate is 62%. Throughout Burundi's history, the fertility rate was higher, and the primary school completion rate was lower. As you can see, between 1993 and 98, or 99, less children were graduating from elementary school. These were also the years that democracy was put into place. Surprisingly, once it failed and Burundi became a republic again, children were finishing school at a much higher rate. Peru, on the other hand, has a current fertility rate of 2.5 children per woman, and the primary school completion rate is 97%. Between 1981 and 1995, the fertility rate dropped from 4.9 to 3.3, and the children completing school increased by 10%, showing there's a clear correlation between the fertility rate and children able to get education. This was during their internal conflict in Peru when people were revolting against the government. Children kept graduating school, yet fertility rates decreased. Similarly to Peru, Qatar has a current fertility rate of 2.1 children per woman, and the primary completion rate is 96%. In Qatar, the rate of fertility and primary school completion seems to follow a more random pattern, but we can still see that as the fertility rate decreases, the primary completion rate increases. Between 1996 and 1998, the fertility rate stayed at 3.5 children, yet the amount of children finishing school skyrocketed. As it turns out, between these 2 years, tourism increased drastically and afterwards decreased. The government put much more effort into tourist destinations and improved the economy. When the construction for tourism came to a halt, the income for many people decreased, as did the amount of children completing school. In general, the lower the fertility rate, the more children finish primary school. This may be because the family is more able to afford education for all their children and may live in a more developed country, as they're known to have lower fertility rates, in which case they may have access to education. The better the economy is, the more children will complete school.